Hi guys, welcome to the first backyard bunkie builds upgrade on Project 13s for fuck all. So essentially we've got a 2012 XR6 Falcon behind me, non turbo, bog stock. Today we're going to do our first mods, which is going to be pretty much a cold air intake. So the airboxes on these things are actually pretty good, so we're going to retain that, but we're going to modify it a little bit. We're going to put in the Aeroflow panel filter, and we're going to change the intake pipe from the airbox to the throttle body. Now, it probably isn't going to add any power, it's going to make a little bit of noise, but on the dyno later on, when we actually have more modifications, it might give us a little bit of extra flow. So for that, we've got a piece of 3-inch aluminium pipe, we've got some 3-inch silicone. Now when doing that, we're going to delete the PCV valve, which is going to be going straight into that intake. So instead of running that, all we're going to do is run a little mini breather, so it's a 12mm, and that'll push straight on. Hi guys, here we can see the stock airbox and intake tube. The intake tube has got some sort of muffling sections on it. It also shows here is where your PCV valve runs down and into the inlet. So we're going to be deleting that. As you can see, they're just push-on fittings, so they're not overly difficult to muck around with. The one here on the valve cover just pushes on, and that's the 12mm. With the airbox, we're going to get the hole saw out. We're going to be modifying the front of the airbox and probably underneath. So I'll show you photos of that as we go. Alright, to pull these bits and pieces off, what you're going to need is a Torx T25, and you're also going to require a 7mm socket. Alright, airbox time. So we've now got the airbox off. This is it here. So there's a few little things you can do to these. Whether or not it makes a huge amount of power in standard form, I don't know. But it'll increase flow, and if you are going to tune the car and do other modifications, it'll possibly come in handy. So first is the top. In the top, these things have a restrictor. So this restrictor is just pushed in. You need to pull it out through the airbox. Don't try to pull it the other way, obviously it's not going to work. But as you can see from inside, it's quite a bit of a restriction. So with that now removed, we have a much larger orifice for our air to flow through. Now, as far as the bottom goes, I've used an 86mm hole saw, and this is one I've prepared earlier. I've cut 2 holes in the front, and I've cut a singular hole in the bottom. Now, the reason I've done this, I've done it at the front so it gets cold air from the front of the vehicle, and also in the bottom because it's going to get cold air that's up from under there and it's sheltered away from all the heat. So with these little modifications, our high flowing air cleaner and our pipe, hopefully we'll see a small increase in power. Okay, so now with your airbox and your air intake all out of the way, now we can remove this PCV valve little pipe. So essentially, that's all it is. Pull it off, and it routes through the manifold. I find it easier to pull it up from the top. Still isn't easy. But it comes up all right. As you can see, the cuts that have been made face the front of the vehicle. It also goes into the wheel well. So essentially, we're trying to keep heat from the engine out of our airbox. So next we're going to start playing around with fitting our new air pipe. So I'm going to put the top of the airbox on, and I'm also going to put the filter in, but I'm not going to do them up at this point. Okay, time to start reinstalling the airbox. So fitting a 3-inch silicone to a 3¼ inch inlet, it's not easy. A little bit of spit for lube, you'll get it on. Obviously, I've given this a bit of a measure. Fingers crossed I'm right. Gonna put the clamps on, fit it all up, hopefully have a win. Alright, not the prettiest looking thing in the world. I can probably tidy it up a little bit later, but considering it's a 45-degree piece of aluminium that we've got, it needs probably about a 50 or a 60 degree. So it's right in the middle of your sort of your 90 and your 45. So as far as I'm concerned, it looks alright. We're going to button it all together. I'm going to chuck the PCV valve filter in. I'll show you that right now. It takes literally 1 second. Okay guys, so our little filter here that goes onto the PCV, which helps us eliminate our pipe. Got this one from Autobarn, $9.95. So here at the Backyard Bunky Builds, we are doing it on the budget. So ultimately, you got to make sure you got the 12mm, because that'll fit onto here, no worries. And then essentially, all we do is push her on, and you're done. That wraps up part 1 of 13s for Frigall. As you can see behind me, we've got one of our other project cars. That's Project Nitro Pony. Not exactly a budget build, but quite a cool build. So we'll be doing little bits and pieces on that car as well. There's an awful lot that's going to be going into that vehicle. Like I said, that's not exactly a backyard bunky build, but hey, we do it all. So if you like what you see, please subscribe, and we'll have many more videos coming out soon. Thank you for watching.